to the keen organizers of OutdoorCon 2023, to the founding president, Mr. Rene Camarador, to my fellow enthusiasts and advocates, friends, a pleasant day to all. I am beyond thrilled to speak once again for the good folks of the Outdoor Adventure Education Philippines. This year's OutdoorCon is a tad different from previous installments. This time around, we are celebrating a renaissance of outdoor activities. As we slowly and cautiously free ourselves from the shackles of the pandemic, we are likewise discovering a renewed fondness for recreation. We are at a position of capitalizing on what is now allowed that we are once not. However, it must be crucial for us to take note of the tangible and irreversible changes that have been etched in our realities. For example, to roam around and be with the great outdoors now is a different situation compared to what we are acquainted to do 3 years ago. Despite the loosening of restrictions, lax physical distancing, and somehow the collective nonchalance, the pandemic's long-term effects are here to stay. It will now be one of those considerations that we will take as we plot our actions moving forward. The way we interact with people will not be the same as the way that we did before this pandemic has wreaked havoc. Reservations in our movements and affairs will always be manifested. But this doesn't mean that our physical and outdoor activities have diminished their essence in the post-pandemic world. I, for one, can tell that people have been deprived of physical and outdoor movements that during the exact minute restrictions were lifted, people went out and about doing things that they were prevented to do during the pandemic-stricken years. These are so-called revenge activities, revenge traveling, revenge glamping, revenge hiking, and other outdoor recreational activities that were merely dreams during the quarantine era. With this, recreation and outdoor movements took on an unprecedented demand from people who were in dire need of reprieve. Aside from concretizing much-needed emancipation, recreational and outdoor endeavors that we are now allowed to do on a more relevant function, particularly in the continuity of learning in schools. Education in our country is forced to reduce learning competencies to its bare essence. During the pandemic, most essential skills were prioritized to make the most out of flexible but selective modalities of instruction. Fast forward to today, it seems that schools are still focused on developing learners that are equipped with the most fundamental tools that will help them tread the new normal. This translates to the newfound reality that many earlier approaches to teaching were trusted to obsolescence due to the shift in the educational agenda. With practicality, effectivity, and efficiency as main compass for creating the new normal learning environment, relying solely on classroom-based instruction and curriculum may hinder the achievement of potential of modern-day learners. This is where we provide an alternative. We offer the outdoors as the extended classroom. We make our activities both enjoyable and conducive to learning the demanded capacities. We provide a setting for our students to feel the world and to contextualize their learning by doing the things that are fun and attached to their realities. Outdoor recreation once complemented the learning process. I am sure that we have heard the term experiential learning in one point in our lives. Curriculum, on the other hand, was once knitted based on the things that should be learned. Now, our discipline and our endeavor take on front stage as it poses to be a good alternative to formal and rigid curricula. With flexibility as main asset, the development of instruction revolving on outdoor activities promises to deliver the type of learning that is unique, substantial, and tailored fit to the actual needs of learners. Goodron, in 2019, highlighted the function of recreational activities as vehicles for the development of psychological well-being, a crucial prerequisite for learning to take place. Gray and Martin, in earlier study in 2012, emphasized that outdoor recreation and activities anchor their position on curriculum development as provider of certain educational point of views like appreciation of the world, development of critical perspectives, strengthening of human connections, and appreciation of safety, health, and precautionary measures. With these as viable claims, we can be confident that our recreational pursuits will no longer be just trivial, past-the-time activities, but will be a concrete foundation and sound input to our ever-improving curricular setup in our country. This is why I encourage everyone in this conference to extend a helping hand. Whether you are in the academe or just enjoying the outdoors, you can help create a suitable learning environment for students as they rely on this alternative approach in acquiring knowledge and discovering new heights. If there is one important lesson that we can get from the pandemic, I can definitely say that is our improved sense and value of prudence. We now put premium on the things that are more certain and will yield the most benefits. As advocates of an active and outgoing lifestyles, it is a must that we involve and empower more people as we take on the new role of being the alternative learning platform. It is clear that we can yield more experiences for learners while being more sustainable in the long run. Please bear in mind that we are not here to compete with former learning setups. Instead, we are here to provide an extension or a choice given the diversity of students that are instilled in the new normal of education. May we seek more ways to make our days more adventurous and at the same time educational. Thank you for lending me your ears, and I wish everyone all the best in your respective endeavors. Padayon at mabuhay ang Outdoor Education Philippines.